Fear is a natural part of the human experience, a primal emotion deeply rooted in our biology, designed to protect us from harm and keep us alert to danger. Yet as we journey through life, fear often becomes more than just a protective mechanism. It can transform into an invisible barrier, holding us back from reaching our true potential, from pursuing our dreams, and from living a life filled with purpose and passion. But what if instead of surrendering to fear, we could harness its energy, converting it into fuel for self-motivation? What if the path from fear to fearless is not about eliminating fear, but about learning to move forward in spite of it, discovering inner strength and resilience along the way? Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of possibility rather than dread. For many, the first thoughts of the day are laced with anxiety, worries about work, relationships, health, or simply the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Fear whispers in our ears, telling us we're not good enough, not prepared, or destined to fail. But the truth is, these fears rarely reflect reality. They are stories crafted by our minds, shaped by past experiences and the judgments of others. To move from fear to fearless, we must first recognize these stories for what they are, narratives, not facts. The journey begins with awareness. Take a moment to observe your thoughts. When fear arises, pause and ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Is this fear based on evidence, or is it an assumption? By shining the light of consciousness on our fears, we start to see them more clearly. We realize that most fears are rooted in uncertainty, in the unknown. The mind craves certainty, and when it cannot find it, it fills the gap with worry. But every great achievement lies beyond the boundaries of certainty. Growth happens when we step into the unknown, when we dare to take a risk, to try something new, to challenge ourselves. Self-motivation is the key to crossing this threshold. It is the inner drive that propels us forward even when fear is present. But where does self-motivation come from? It begins with purpose. When we connect deeply with a goal or a vision that truly matters to us, something shifts inside. The desire to achieve, to create, to make a difference becomes stronger than the fear of failure. Purpose is the anchor that holds us steady as we navigate turbulent waters. It reminds us why we started and why we must continue. To cultivate self-motivation, start by clarifying your purpose. What do you want to achieve? Why is it important to you? Write it down, visualize it, make it real in your mind. As you clarify your purpose, break it down into smaller, achievable steps. Fear often arises when a goal feels overwhelming, when the distance between where you are and where you want to be seems insurmountable. By dividing the journey into manageable milestones, you transform fear into focus. Each small victory builds momentum, and with every step forward, your confidence grows. But motivation is not a constant. It ebbs and flows, influenced by our environment, our energy levels, and our emotional state. To sustain motivation, it is essential to nurture yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Practice self-care. Eat well, move your body, get enough sleep. Surround yourself with positive influences, people who encourage you, books that inspire you, experiences that lift your spirit. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every accomplishment is a testament to your courage, your determination, your willingness to act in the face of fear. Fearless living does not mean the absence of fear. It means feeling the fear and choosing to act anyway. It means trusting yourself, even when the outcome is uncertain. It means believing that you are capable, resilient, and worthy of success. This mindset is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate through practice, through experience, through conscious choice. Consider the stories of those who have moved from fear to fearless. The entrepreneur who risked everything to start a business, despite the possibility of failure. The artist who shared their work with the world, despite the fear of rejection. The athlete who trained relentlessly, pushing past physical and mental limits. In every story, the common thread is action, the decision to move forward, even when fear is present. Action is the antidote to fear. When you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You build evidence of your strength, your resourcefulness, your ability to adapt and overcome. But what if fear feels overwhelming, paralyzing, impossible to overcome? In these moments, it helps to remember that fear is a signal, not a sentence. It is the mind's way of alerting us to something important. Instead of resisting fear, try listening to it. What is it trying to tell you? Is there a lesson to be learned? A skill to be developed? A boundary to be respected? By embracing fear as a teacher, you transform it from an enemy into an ally. You learn to use its energy to sharpen your focus, to prepare more thoroughly, to approach challenges with greater wisdom. Journaling can be a powerful tool for transforming fear. When you write about your fears, you externalize them, making them less intimidating. Ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? How likely is it? If it did happen, how would I cope? Often the act of writing reveals that our fears are exaggerated, that the worst-case scenario is manageable, and that we possess the resources to handle whatever comes our way. Visualization is another powerful technique. Imagine yourself succeeding, overcoming obstacles, achieving your goals. Feel the emotions associated with success: pride, joy, satisfaction. The brain cannot distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. By visualizing success, you train your mind to expect positive outcomes, reducing the power of fear. Affirmations can also help rewire your thinking. Replace fear-based thoughts with empowering beliefs. Instead of, "I can't do this," say, "I am capable, I am strong, I am prepared." Repeat these affirmations daily. Over time, they become part of your internal dialogue, guiding your actions and shaping your reality. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, it is the willingness to act in spite of it. Each time you face your fears, you expand your comfort zone. What once seemed impossible becomes possible. What once triggered anxiety becomes a source of excitement and growth. The journey from fear to fearless is ongoing, a lifelong process of learning, evolving, and embracing the unknown. Surround yourself with stories of courage. Seek out mentors who have walked the path before you. Read biographies, watch documentaries, listen to podcasts. Let the experiences of others inspire you, reminding you that you are not alone, that every person who has achieved greatness has faced fear and found a way to rise above it. Practice gratitude. Fear focuses on what could go wrong, while gratitude shifts your attention to what is already good. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you appreciate: your health, your relationships, your opportunities. Gratitude fosters optimism, which in turn fuels motivation. Setbacks are inevitable on the journey from fear to fearless. When you encounter failure, disappointment, or rejection, resist the urge to give up. Instead, see these experiences as stepping stones, as opportunities to learn and grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become stronger? Resilience is built through adversity, through the willingness to try again, to persist in the face of difficulty. Develop a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. When you encounter challenges, see them as opportunities to stretch beyond your limits, to discover new strengths within yourself. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to be defined by failure. They see every setback as a temporary obstacle, every mistake as a lesson, every challenge as a chance to grow. Embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and the future is unknown. Instead of fearing uncertainty, learn to dance with it. See it as a playground for creativity, for exploration, for discovery. Trust that you have the inner resources to navigate whatever comes your way. The greatest adventures lie beyond the edge of comfort, in the realm of possibility. As you move from fear to fearless, remember that the journey is unique for each individual. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. Experiment with different strategies. Notice what works for you. Be patient with yourself. Progress may be slow at times, but every step forward is a victory. Celebrate your courage. Each time you face a fear, acknowledge your bravery. Give yourself credit for taking action, for trying something new, for refusing to be held back. These moments of courage accumulate, shaping your identity, strengthening your confidence, fueling your motivation. Share your journey with others. When you open up about your fears, you create connection. You inspire others to face their own challenges, to pursue their own dreams. Your story matters. Your courage has the power to ignite courage in others. Remember, the journey from fear to fearless is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about showing up, doing your best, learning from your experiences, and continuing to move forward. It is about trusting yourself, believing in your potential, and embracing the adventure of life. So the next time fear whispers in your ear, pause and listen. Then, choose to act anyway. Choose to step forward, to pursue your dreams, to live with purpose and passion. With each step, you transform fear into fuel for self-motivation, for growth, for greatness. The path from fear to fearless is yours to walk, one courageous step at a time.